Trick Daddy cut off at Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Inc. event. Bad booking or bad behavior?
Hello, everyone. This is Kendra Dix for you, Viral. Here on Viral, we talk about rapper Trick Daddy. Yes, Trick Daddy went to an AKA sorority event, a private sorority event, and Trick Daddy played his songs, but the sorority people saying, no, 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 this is not what we wanted. But Trick Daddy saying in rebuttal, like, hey, this is what you want, this is who I am, this is the songs you're going to get. And now it's a whole backlash on it. We'll get to the latest. Join in that conversation using the hashtag viral. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. Here on Viral, we talk about hip hop rapper Trick Daddy attended a private AKA sorority event. And the sorority event people saying that Trick Daddy decided to go rogue and do things his way without giving them a formal playlist. Let's get to the latest with our very own Bob Evans. Bob, want to hear your take on this. Let's hear what you got to say right here, right now.
What was supposed to be a big event turned into a viral moment after Trick Daddy got cut off mid-performance at an Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Inc. event. Now here's what went down. Trick Daddy was booked to perform at an AKA conference, but things quickly went left when his set included explicit lyrics and comments that didn't match the tone of the event. Some attendees were visibly uncomfortable, even walking out, and that's when organizers stepped in and cut his performance short. But Trick Daddy isn't taking the blame. He says this is who he is, and you can't book him and expect a clean show. Now social media is split. Some people are saying AKA should have known what they were getting. Others are saying Trick Daddy should have respected the room. So the real question is, was this a bad booking or bad behavior? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Thank you, Bob, for the informative insight. Bob Evans, one of the best. Trick Daddy decided to say, hey, they didn't give me no playlist, so I'm going by what I want to go by the songs. Trick Daddy even decided to say, hey, y'all don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna do what I want to do. You don't give me a playlist. And I think the head of the sorority event decided to took issue with that and stuff like that. All right, let's go to our very own what you people had to say. You people had a lot to say about this Trick Daddy sorority event and how everything went wrong. Let's take you with what the people say.
This message is for Miss Tiffany of the AKAs that was at the 73rd South Atlantic Regional Conference in Florida. Yeah, this Miss Tiffany. And for the AKAs, y'all please don't come for me because y'all understand what's going on. Y'all see what's in the media. Usually, I do not side with Trick Daddy. I don't. But this time, y'all know Trick is right. Ain't no way they should have booked him talking about playing no clean music, no profanity, this and this and that. Y'all know, Nan, come on now. Why would you book Trick for that type of event? Trick played his music. He didn't do nothing wrong. No breach of contract, no nothing. Because don't book him if you don't want him to be himself. Trick say, the headline said it was cut short over disrespect to the organization. Trick said y'all ain't gonna dirty up his name, so he had to come a receipt showing all the AKAs in the audience, recording, rapping, dancing, getting their life, baby. The pearls was clutched. Okay? Anyway, it looked like the AKAs loved the show. And then the next day, they had the nerve to have Uncle Luke. Come on now. Uncle Luke is worse than Trick. Be for real.
You want your eighth and put your hands up. AKAs, why y'all got Uncle Trick out here upset and crashing out? Like why? So if you guys don't know, Trick Daddy was recently asked to perform at a regional conference for Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, right? And apparently when he got up there and started performing what Trick Daddy does, his music, people started to walk out. They were clutching their pearls. And then in the middle of his performance, the mic was cut. It was taken away from him. And then it was noted we went a little too far. And then shortly after all that went down, somebody from the organization released a statement apologizing and saying that they had gone over with Trick before the performance, that, you know, there was certain language and attire and things that were agreed to, and basically saying that what he did on stage was inappropriate. In response, Trick went ahead and did a live, and he said that basically he felt like they were defaming his name. And in so many words, if they didn't want him to perform his music, then they shouldn't have brought him. And I agree. Do you not know Trick Daddy's music? I mean, are you really trying to tell me that you don't know Mr. Nan, who Lady D like me, eat your coochie with your legs up, Mr. Nan? Here's the thing that I also have a problem with. So Trick Daddy is 51. So that means these women are pretty much in the same age, maybe a little bit older or whatever. They were listening to that music when Trick was in his prime. Because I know me as a millennial, I was shaking that ass and popping that pee when I had absolutely no business doing so. So you can't tell me these same women that were in there were not shaking that ass and popping that pee too every time Trick Daddy came on. So I just find this whole scenario wild. Like, why even bring him in the first place? I am totally on Team Trick. I agree with what he said. He's not going to no wedding. He's gonna perform his music. It is what it is, all right? And another thing, Trick also mentioned that he didn't get paid all his money. If that is true and that still hasn't been rectified, run that man his coins. He came, he performed, he showed up. In my eyes, he did what he was supposed to do.
Tiffany Boo, Trick Daddy said you was lying about that set list. I figure somebody was. I shout out to Carmel Magazine for capturing Trick Daddy's live stream, because here's what he had to say in regards to the person who booked him, the set list, and AKAs.
The AKA gang.
Not gang.
Well, whatever the fuck she supposed to be. No, and no disrespect to the AKAs. Most highly respected, some of the most beautiful, attractive, and successful women that I know are AKAs. So no disrespect to y'all. But this is to y'all regional director who got me totally fucked up. This is to y'all regional director who got me totally fucked up. Don't lie on my motherfucking name. Well, whatever the fuck you mean, Anita, don't get on my page acting like this bitch. Don't play with me.
Nita, stop messing with him in the comments, whoever that was. But he does continue and talk about his music choice that he decided to perform.
They booked me to perform. So in the comments, I want y'all to tell me. In the comments, I want to know. When it's time for Trick Daddy to perform at your event, what the fuck do you think he gonna perform?
Okay. Trick is going to perform his most provocateur songs, which are his most popular songs. So that's when I didn't believe what the AKAs were saying when they said, oh, we had a set list and he was supposed to stick to that. What set list? What songs does Trick Daddy have in his catalog that would have been appropriate? Literally none.
Now, girl, why am I on Trick Daddy's side? So y'all know the AKAs is mad at Trick Daddy because Trick Daddy got up on that stage in front of them AKAs and performed his vulgar songs. And I feel like, what did y'all expect from him? Talking about we went over it with him and he wasn't supposed to perform this. Have y'all not heard any of his songs? He literally would have been on stage saying every other word. F that. How was that fun for anybody? Have y'all not heard Tonight, Nanga? He said good coochie will bring the freak out ya, but if you eat it and don't get cheated the first off, I beat the brakes off her. No sense in half-stepping. Get serious, get the titty sucking like clit rubbing and ass grabbing. He said he eat the coochie ass backwards. A few strokes of his long, warm tongue will make the coochie come. So much for round one. I spend a whole round two and back and move, stick and move, stick and move. Now that's just one verse of one song. Like, what y'all think he was gonna get on that stage and do? Of course he's going to perform that, and whoever hired him, you have 30 minutes. Go ahead and clock out for me. Like, girl, this is Trick Daddy we talking about, okay? He was never coming on that stage being clean. He is known for being nasty.
Have y'all seen the video of Trick Daddy performing at AKA annual meeting thing, whatever that was they had? Have y'all seen the video? If you have not, go watch the video and you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. Why did they hire Trick Daddy? I know Trick Daddy was in there going in. He told him, don't worry about this stomach, you gotta jump on this D. And it was the explicit version. The director of AKA. Why did y'all go and call Trick Daddy to come? Why did you do that? Do you know who Trick Daddy is and what he represents from down south? Why would you call Trick Daddy in there for them pink and green AKA women? What was you thinking?
Tell me in the comments, I want to know. When it's time for Trick Daddy to perform at your event, what the fuck do you think he gonna perform? What do you think he gonna perform?
Huh? Why did you book Trick Daddy? What you thought y'all was gonna be doing with Trick Daddy? You knew better. And then you gonna turn his microphone off. Trick Daddy cussed y'all out. You knew better. Don't be talking about he shouldn't have did that and what he shouldn't do. You shouldn't have booked no Trick Daddy. Y'all should have booked Kirk Franklin. Donnie McKirkland, Yolanda Adams, or something like that. Y'all just needed a gospel singer. Of all people, y'all chose Trick Daddy from down south. Trick Daddy. Did you listen to his music? Y'all, you got just what you deserve. I hope you get fired.
Yes, I heard the news. Did the AKA Sorority Atlantic region hire rapper Trick Daddy to perform at their 73rd annual conference and then kick rapper Trick Daddy out for singing rapper Trick Daddy songs and acting like rapper Trick Daddy? What's the latest on this story? Let's get into it. So let's break it down. Yeah, they kicked his black ass out. So what had happened was the AKA Sorority's South Atlantic region hired rapper Trick Daddy to perform at its 73rd regional conference, clearly having no concept or clue who rapper Trick Daddy actually is. The AKA Sorority hired rapper Trick Daddy, whose hits include Nah Nigga, I'm So Hood, and I'm a Thug, and then kicked him out for singing Nah Nigga and acting like he was so hood and behaving like he's a thug. When rapper Trick Daddy started trick daddying, and if you haven't seen the videos, you do need to go look them up, the elderly members of the sorority started walking out, calling him disrespectful, and then they pulled the plug on him. Trick Daddy did not take that shit lying down. He said, no, don't turn my music down, turn the music up. Rapper Trick Daddy pulled up, appropriately dressed in jeans, a pink shirt, and a pink beanie, and during his set, he asked if the kitty cats were... and he told the crowd to watch his pee-pee jump. And of course, he discussed all of the hood niggas. Well, the sorority abruptly put a stop to it, explaining that he violated their agreement performing a selected list of songs following their step and stroll competition. He and his team were allegedly briefed during multiple times about the AKA's requirements, including his language, use, and attire. And the sorority went on to end rapper Trick Daddy's set because it allegedly disrespected their organization and their brand. And here's their official statement. And the internet, of course, is sounding off with statements like this, no shade, no tea. But name one song from Trick Daddy that's appropriate for any sorority event. I'm generally curious because I don't know that. And comments like this, AKAs, can I have a word with y'all? Because I'm a little concerned. Out of all the artists to book, why Trick Daddy? His name is Trick Daddy. That alone should have removed him from consideration. And rapper Trick Daddy was not happy about his set being cut short. He did not take this disrespect lying down. He had this statement to say afterwards. You cannot give me no mother blanking playlist. This ain't your wedding. I ain't no shorty. I ain't no little ass boy. Rapper Trick Daddy defended himself by saying, you turned my mic off. I felt disrespected. I left. Don't forget to like and follow. And what do you all think about rapper Trick Daddy and the AKA sorority trauma drama? Are you team rapper Trick Daddy? Are you team AKA? Let me know down in the comments.
Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated would never. We would never.
See? Giselle Bryant, all of these people that's like be in the
We
comments,
would never.
like trying to act like.
What
see?
were you thinking? Did you think he was going to come out there and be like, Trick loves the kids? all his music is vulgar like this. Vulgar. But I will say in the defense, like there was the video of the young man who was like they're leaving and they wore like aunties were packing up and out of there. But there were also a bunch of AKAs at the front who had their phones out, who were recording and who were dancing. Listen, like I'm not sure what the principles are of Alpha Kappa Alpha, but for what Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated stands for, we would never. I mean, those lyrics and that performance do not embody the principles and the things that Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated stands for. We would never. I mean, we would never. Hey, there's so many other, I know this was a regional conference. There's so many other performers you could have chosen from the region, but you chose Trick Daddy, who went viral a few months ago on how he views women and how he likes to date a certain type of woman to control them.
See?
And that is who you picked to headline. And you expected him to not tell you to jump on his dick? Jump on the dick and not also perform the dance, his dance that goes along with it. And he did that in your colors.
Right. Yeah. See? Now remember, just see? Diabolical. Just remember.
First of all, I just want to say shout out to the AKAs. As a man of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, I would never say anything bad about y'all. I love the K's. All right, y'all my sisters. But I do want to say this. Y'all booked Trick Daddy. And guess what you got? You got Trick Daddy. What did you expect when y'all sat in the meeting and said, you know, who are we going to have perform at our conference? Y'all was like, Ella May. No, not Ella May. K. Michelle. No, I don't want K. Michelle. Who else could be on there? R&B group. Maybe Drew Hill. You know what I'm saying? Avant. Somebody. Jay Holiday. Brian McKnight. No, I don't want none of them. Give us Trick Daddy. Then Trick Daddy gets on stage and does Trick Daddy and says, yes, I know a 60-year-old lady's in there, but put your hands up if you want your pussy ate. And then y'all say, oh, that's too much. But that's Trick Daddy being Trick Daddy. Y'all know y'all could have booked somebody else, man. Yolanda Adams, Kurt Frank, somebody. But y'all booked Trick Daddy. And then I saw the thing that the AKs put out when they were like, hey, we booked Trick Daddy, but, you know, we told him don't do certain things. You can't tell Trick. His name is Trick Daddy. And even if you take out some of the cussing of his songs, it's still Trick Daddy. It's still explicit. It's still inappropriate for that venue. So I just don't get mad at Trick Daddy. Get mad at whoever booked Trick Daddy. Because you knew what you was getting.
Now, sorors, who idea was it to hire Trick Daddy to perform at the Southern Atlantic Regional Conference? And why in anybody's right mind would you hire somebody named Trick Daddy to perform at a regional conference that represents our sorority? Now, I'm not surprised that people listen to his music. I know one or two Trick Daddy songs. Honestly, I didn't know he had so many songs to where he could perform at something. No shade, no tea. But because, you know, regardless of the stereotype of us being like prim and proper and prissy, whatever, it's some real people up in, you know, my sorority. Okay? So it's not the fact that we listen to the music. It's the fact that nobody saw that we signed Trick Daddy up to perform and didn't think to be like, maybe this is not a good idea. Nobody. And then Madam Regional Director talk about we agreed on this, that, and that. There should have been no agreement. There should have been no agreement with nobody. His name is Trick Daddy. Why are we in any agreements for him to perform anywhere that represents our sorority? Why? And I'm not, you know, I'm like, she's comparing apples and oranges, but y'all know how strict our beloved AKA is when it comes to different things that happen in the sorority. And young adults, women in college, making decisions that don't necessarily reflect our sorority when it comes to initiating other people. And y'all want to be like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why did everyone let it happen? Why did all of this, y'all just, no one said anything? I'm gonna flip it because everybody always gonna talk about that, right? Nobody thought that this was gonna be bad. Nobody said nothing. And this is leadership, grown women making this decision. And nobody sat here and was like, maybe we should have a gospel night, or maybe even something more R&B. But Trick Daddy, I love my AKA down real bad. Love her down real bad. But I just know Ethel is looking at us like, seriously, this is what we're doing. We gotta do better. We gotta do better.
Now that I've gotten more information about the Trick Daddy performance at the AKA South Atlantic Conference, the planning committee who hired him wasn't wrong. I think that they were spot on in their choice because 9 times out of 10, the planning committee probably was made up of either individuals that were majority Gen Xers or older millennials. And a lot of times they're going to book performances based off of the point in time where they turned up in college. Now, let me say this. From what I understand, Trick Daddy was performing at their Greek step show, or whatever the step show was that they put on. That completely changes the context of his performance, because if you've been to a step show, and I have been to plenty of them, the atmosphere is a turn up atmosphere. You have all different type of music playing at a step show. And I think that the only problem that came into it for Trick was that a lot of members of AKA, a lot of their older members were probably present, and they probably did not like Trick Daddy's music. And that opens up a different type of issue within sororities and fraternities, because these organizations are multi-generational organizations. So Trick Daddy, as a Gen Xer myself, would be somebody that I'd be like, oh yeah, let's get Trick. Let's get Uncle Luke. Let's get Outkast. Let's get Juvenile from the 99-2000. That was my prime right there, okay? So to me, at a step show or an after-hour event, those would be the type of performers that I would want to see. Someone who is a Gen Zer, they're going to want to get performers from their generation. And I think that sororities and fraternities need to turn the curve with that and realize that, I'm just going to use it for the AKAs, to be real, their song that they're known for, that came out, in the 80s? Like, I think it's a little cute. It's like a historical song for them, but the Gen Z girls, the Gen Z Ks, they're going to want to dance to something completely different. So I think that we need to examine that and keep that in mind, that people are going to pick talent based off of the point in time that they come from. And you do need to embrace it. And I'm also going to go a step further. As a member of a D9, every event is not for every member in the organization. And that may be a hard pill to swallow. I realize that if God allows me to live to see that time, I know that I'm not going to want to go see something that a Gen Z soror put on, okay? And guess what? That's okay, because I had my time. So I just think it's a greater conversation that needs to be had. But it kind of changes my perception, because sometimes these events can be, let's face it, a little bit boring. Leave in the comments and let me know what you think. I think that this is more of a multi-generational issue than anything. Sound off in the comments.
Baby, now I know there are some 60-year-old women out there who love, look at those eight, but those of them in that particular room, see, they don't talk about their clothes. They always keep it very demure, very mindful, as classy women of AKA. So for Maurice Young, who you know as Trick Daddy, to bop out and say some shit like that on stage at the AKA 73rd Significant South Atlanta Regional Conference was out of order, out of goddamn order. Trick Daddy was booked to do a job, was given the appropriate parameters for that job, and got up on that stage and showed his rusty, dusty, likely musty ass. During Easter weekend, no less. I would assume he expected the ladies to
Bring this old ass motherfucking Buick built pussy out of motherfucking the garage right now.
but they did not. They did not. You see, it was the language, honey, the language. There is no divine non-sorority where this kind of carrying on would be seen as acceptable. Now, Trick Daddy want to get online talking about they knew who they booked. There ain't no clean version. They knew who they booked. That's true. But you should have known where you booked. That's the thing about being a damn near 60-year-old professional. See, professionalism is not about changing who you are. It's about adjusting how you show up when you're paid to do so. And if you don't know that by now, at your big ripe ass age, then you never will. You never will.
I promise you, Trick Daddy versus the AKAs was never on my bingo card for 2026. Hello, Trick Daddy was hired to perform at the 73rd Atlantic Regional Conference, I think it was called, for the AKA's Stroll and Step Show on like a Friday night. The regional director ended up having to cut Trick Daddy's performance short because the songs that he was like performing, I guess, were like inappropriate. Hello, it is Trick Daddy. I'm confused. What really confused me about them even hiring Trick Daddy is that I don't know one Trick Daddy song that is actually appropriate. Even a clean version of his music never gave appropriate. In the regional director's statement, she said that they met with Trick Daddy several times before he performed so they could talk about like attire, songs they wanted him to perform, yada, yada, stuff like that. And he, I guess, did not stick to the script. So Trick Daddy decided to come online and respond. The regional director trying to dirty up his name. He got to clean his name up because the regional director over there trying to save face. Trying to dirty up his name. I don't know. Trick Daddy, I don't know what he thinks we think of him. But I have a feeling that what the regional director is saying is probably true, and he really did go off script. That man performed one of his classic songs, Jump on the Dick. Mind you, a song that wouldn't be appropriate for any event. You can't tell me that Trick Daddy didn't go off script. Trick Daddy's so mad that in that regional director's statement, she talked about some, we gave him the songs that we want him to perform. Yeah, you can't give me no fucking playlist. This ain't your fucking wedding. Oh my goodness. He is pissed. Trick Daddy should have never been hired. Hello? Trick Daddy, I get it. He's from Miami. He's from Florida. That's where it was taking place. Why in the absolute fuck would you be hiring Trick Daddy? I can't name one Trick Daddy song that's appropriate for any event that I can think of. I hope Trick Daddy and the AKAs make it right between each other. Another statement that I thought I would never ever have to use. What the fuck?
AKAs, what was y'all expecting? Kurt Franklin, Stone? The AKAs hired rapper Trick Daddy to perform at their regional conference. They said that all of their requirements were ignored. From the language to the comments that were made by the rapper, they were unacceptable. Now let me tell y'all who Trick Daddy is. In one of Trick Daddy's most popular songs, he says, and I quote, "You don't know Nan N-word, who do more freaky stuff. Eat your coochie with your legs up, then I blow all in your butt." Then his homegirl Trina turned right around after him and say, "You don't know Nan ho, who quick to deep throat a D-I-C-K and let another bitch straight lick the click. You don't know Nan ho." What was you expecting Trick Daddy to sing? His name Trick Daddy. He ain't doing clown tricks. He a trick like a pimp. He passing out money to bitches and hoes. That kind of trick. Man, they say the AKAs was walking up out that conference faster than Nick Cannon when you're trying to have a conversation with him about condoms and birth control. They ain't want to hear all that. Trick Daddy on the stage, "Do my ladies run this gyrating and talking all nasty and freaky." Then you know what he looking like these days. If it was somebody more desirable, they probably wouldn't have had a problem with it. But when you up there looking like Big Mama from Soul Food, talking about some "you don't know Nan," I guess I'd be offended too, goddamn. I guess it's all good long as Trick Daddy got his money. Cause like he said, you don't know Nan who will run up in your house and blow your motherfucking brains out. You don't know Nan.
AKAs are still clutching their pearls, gagging and getting off the floor. Let's talk about the recent controversy surrounding Trick Daddy performing at their regional conference. Now, Trick Daddy, who we all know and love, was recently hired to perform at the AKA regional conference. And let's say that that performance did not go over well.
They're about to give my mama a heart attack. What did he say? Everybody leaving. What's going on?
This motherfucker.
What'd he say?
You all my ladies run this motherfucker.
What? Everybody in here is 60 years old.
And as you can see, the girls were gagged. They walked out. The music was cut, and he was quickly ushered off stage. And the long and short of it was, this was not a good idea. Trick Daddy did nothing wrong because Trick Daddy did what Trick Daddy was paid to do and what he was known to do. However, the responsibility of that performance lays solely at the feet of whoever the AKA planning committee was that decided that it would be a good idea to hire Trick Daddy to perform anywhere, or especially at a regional conference. As a member of a D9 organization myself, I can tell you one thing. I know the call that particular chapter who was responsible for planning that regional conference got probably from their regional vice president or their director was probably one that you would never, ever, ever want to be on. But as always, I want to hear from you. Where do you think the responsibility lies? Do you think it lies with Trick Daddy that he did not know how to adjust to his audience? Or do you think it solely lies with the AKAs? Get down in the comments and let me know. Also, I'll know if you're a real one, and this will be the only time I ask you to put this in my comments. If you made it to the end of this post, put AKA in the comments. Last, don't forget to follow the Black Desk Society for more desk talk.
Hey guys, happy Monday, it's Mother Knows, and I'm here with your T. Florida rapper Trick Daddy is speaking out after his performance at an AKA sorority conference was cut short due to vulgar lyrics. Honey, this was not a ski-wee moment. Organizers say they discussed content with Trick Daddy beforehand, but claim he paid the dust. During the set, you had to see and hear Trick Daddy. He was asking women who wanted to get their cat ate. It was just a hot-ass mess, so they said, nah. People was rolling out. Trick Daddy hopped on social media saying he meant no disrespect to the AKAs, but he pushed back on claims he was given a playlist, adding that his performance style should have been expected when he was booked. Trick double dollars. I agree with you. AKAs, you know I got nothing but love for you, but what the hell did you expect to get when the event coordinator booked Trick Daddy for him to perform Marvin Sapp? We fall down. but we get up. Oh, that's Donnie McClurkin. You know what I meant. Bye. Next time, y'all need to get Donnie McClurkin or Marvin Sapp. Here's a funny throwback. The Queen of Soul, Miss Aretha Franklin, one of my favorite singers. May she rest in peace. Well, Miss Thing tried our girl from Philly. Jilly from Philly. Oh, yes, she did. So Jill Scott says Aretha Franklin once had her running a damn hot dog errand, even while she had a #1 album. Aretha Franklin told her, Jilly, take a long walk and get me 2 hot dogs, and don't forget the grilled onions. Aretha, are you kidding me? You tried to play Jill Scott, and that ain't cute. It's going down, concert goers, especially in West Philly. You guys know about World Cafe Live? Well, honey, they have filed for bankruptcy after facing debt, tax issues, and employee protests. Its parent company, Live Connections Org, reports liabilities between $1 million and $10 million. But don't worry, the venue is rebranding as World Stage. But for now, spring shows are still expected to go. And that's your tea. Follow me on TikTok, Mother Knows 92.
Do y'all think it's okay to have artists perform at D9 concerts that have like explicit lyrics, or they cursing, talking about sex in their lyrics? If y'all didn't know, Trick Daddy was at one of the official Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated concerts. I think it was in the South region, I could be mistaken. But anyway, they had a concerts. And y'all know in the D9 we have a lot of concerts, South, East, West, North, Midwest, everywhere, all the time, you know, like annually, biannually, whatever. And we have concerts, and we have people that come perform, and some people that be in the D9 perform, et cetera, along in our meetings and our scheduling. So they had Trick Daddy, the AKAs, they had Trick Daddy perform during one of the, the events. And his lyrics was super duper explicit. Like, he was talking about sex, he was talking about violence, he was cussing. He was doing typical Trick Daddy lyric type shit. And the K's was mad. Like, so a lot of them walked out. A lot of them complained, and they ended up canceling the concert midway. Like, he didn't even finish his set. So my question to y'all, like I asked earlier, leave a comment for sure. Leave a comment. Should the D9 not have people that's, that doesn't reflect the D9 positively in that type of way? Or is it no big deal? Some people are still dancing. Some people like, it's Trick Daddy, like, hey, I'm going to have a good time and handle business. Is it really that big a deal they should have canceled the concert? How do y'all feel about that?
Hello. Hey, y'all here. So first, let me say, the views expressed are toys and toys alone. The second thing I'll say is, I usually stay in my crimson and cream business, but I had to comment on what's going on my good Greases, the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Apparently, they were having their South Atlantic Regional Conference, and they said, we're going to have a special guest for y'all. We're going to have Trick Daddy. Now, I get it. He's from that area. I get it. We weren't there when the contract was signed. So did he agree to clean up some of his songs? We don't know. All I can say is this. If that would have been me, I'd have been on C&D. Because I would have been in that back in a fool. I would have forgot where I was. Trick Daddy? Oh, I would have went off, okay? And they would have had me on the Jumbotron, and then the next day I'd be getting that paper. Gone are the days where we just go to the conference, go to plenary, have a little step show, have a little gospel brunch, and we come home. They trying to party at these regional conferences. I know their mothership is in a meeting right now. When I saw it, I didn't think it was true. I'm going to be very honest, because I said, ain't no way the AKAs booked Trick Daddy. When the ladies of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated booked Too Short, they have a relationship because of the song. So I got that. He went up there and performed in the SG Rose. I know y'all don't call yourselves SG Rose anymore. From my day, y'all was SG Rose. Y'all had a good old time. So I get it. I could see the logic that the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha were thinking about, because he's from that area. I get it. I see the rap. I can rationalize the decision. But maybe they should have had a deeper conversation with him, because y'all, it's Trick damn Daddy, okay? Woo! Well, I will say the lesson of this, because I always have a lesson, is y'all, there's always something going on in the D9. We can't go a day without something crazy going on. So that is all I came on to say. Have a great day, guys, as always. And we'll talk again soon, guys.
I had Trick Daddy at your conference? At the step show? Like, who was on the planning committee for that? How did that meeting go? Who decided that? And then when he performs, you get mad when he says and does Trick Daddy things? So, the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated had Trick Daddy as their step show competition entertainment. I guess forgetting or not understanding the artist known as Trick Daddy and what he says and what he does. Because when he got on stage to perform, oh my, I have video footage, but I don't even think it's appropriate on this fine Saturday Easter weekend morning to even play for y'all. So they were deeply offended, walking out the venue, shut the whole thing down, and then they issued a statement. Alpha Kappa Alpha contracted Trick Daddy, a rapper from Miami, to perform a selected list of songs after our Step and Stroll competition on Friday night. We met several times with him and his team to detail our requirements, including attire, language, and specific songs. Unfortunately, our requirements were ignored. The language and lyrics and the comments made by the artist were not acceptable. I ended the performance because of the disrespect for our organization and for our brand.
Now, what AKA decided it was acceptable to book Trick Daddy for the AKA conference? You got the AKAs walking out, Trick Daddy on the mic talking reckless, talking about who want to get their cat ate at the AKA conference? Who did that? And to be fair, he fulfilled his obligations because I feel like you got exactly what you asked for when you booked him.
The ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated invited Trick Daddy Dollars to come perform at their 73rd South Atlantic Regional Conference in Orlando, Florida. And the concert got shut down. But my question is, who was responsible for booking Trick Daddy to come perform at an AKA conference? It's Trick Daddy. It got shut down because they gave him a list of songs and words that he was not allowed to say, and him being Trick Daddy, he did just that. He did exactly the songs that we all play and know him for. You're not gonna book Trick Daddy and not expect to hear Nan, nigga. You just, you're not. Like, you just not. They said at one point during the concert, he said, if you want your pussy ate, put your motherfucking hands up in the air. And some of the elderly ladies walked out. I guess they didn't want theirs ate. But some of them stuck around, looked like they was having a good time. You're not going to book Trick Daddy Dollars and tell him that he cannot be Trick Daddy Dollars. And then, how many people did this have to go through to get the okay? That's what I want to know. If you hear the name Trick Daddy, you're going to ask some questions, I would assume. Trick Daddy, who is that? Is that a magician? Is he going to do some tricks? No, it is Trick Daddy. Like, come on. Y'all should have knew better. Y'all should have got Keisha Cole or Marvin Sapp, Kirk Franklin, somebody who would have fit what y'all was looking for. That's it, that's all.
Trick Daddy is pissed. They had a regional conference, Orlando, and they booked me. What the fuck you think he gonna perform? Performing for the AKAs, and yeah, I do Jump on the D. That's one of my records. So then when you booked me, talking about you told me what the motherfucker, you gave me a playlist. You can't give me no motherfucking playlist. This ain't your wedding.
Recently went off on the director of Alpha Kappa Alpha after his performance at their conference got shut down.
Oh, this is not a Trick Daddy. They're about to give my mother a heart attack. What'd he say? Everybody leaving. What's going on? Everybody in here 60 years old.
Attendees of this conference in Orlando, Florida were not feeling Trick Daddy's lyrics, and I'm confused on who thought it was a good idea to book him to begin with. Now, Trick Daddy took to his Instagram platform to call out the director, Tiffany, claiming that she was throwing him under the bus and trying to defame him to save face, following her receiving backlash for his performance. Now, as we all know, Trick Daddy has very sexually suggestive and explicit lyrics. On stage, he was asking they wanted their P's ate. In a statement, the AKA sorority director said that she went over of the guidelines with of Trick Daddy, including apparel, lyrics, and profanity, or all of the rules when he got on stage. To that, Trick Daddy says you can't give him a playlist to perform because it's not your wedding. You knew the type of music he had and the type of music he made when you booked him to perform the show, and that I absolutely wholeheartedly agree with. What did you think you were going to get from Trick Daddy if you booked him to do a Trick Daddy performance? He wasn't going to come dressed as Shakira, he was going to come as Trick Daddy. I think that whoever even wanted to book him and bring him to this conference was wrong, and I'm just confused on who thought this was a good idea. This night was booked, just say that, but booking Trick Daddy and expecting him not to come as he has always presented as is absolutely insane. I'm curious to know what y'all think regarding this. I'm Team Trick Daddy on this one. Let me know y'all thoughts down in the comments, y'all. Peace.
So y'all know we gonna have to go through what this chapter meeting was like before these ladies decided to book Trick Daddy dollars. So here we go. Order in the courts that we should do an old nasty homage to the 90s and the early 2000s, and I have just got an ingenious idea. Listen, headlining Trick Daddy Dollars, Uncle Luke, and none other than JT Money. Ooh, girl, I don't know. I don't know how the older women gonna take that. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll talk to them in advance. We'll have them do the radio versions. It's cheap. It'll be fine. I'm an old freaky old sneaky old geeky ass nigga. Collard green neck bone eating ass nigga. Always wearing my jeans, baggy saggy, South Florida boy, South Kakalaki. You got that, ladies? Okay, here is the next one. We're gonna spice it up. You don't know now how. That's been the places I've been. Who can spend the grams that I spend? Fuck that back, six best friends. You don't know now. Like, seriously, ladies. Alpha Kappa Alpha. I don't know what world any reputable, aka professional woman with any sense about herself, thought that any version of any type of Trick Daddy song from either of his albums would have been appropriate for an AKA conference. I don't give a good goddamn if Trick Daddy was escorted to the stage with a playlist and Big Bird being his MC. There is no world where Trick Daddy would have ever been an appropriate artist for a conference.
Man, you people didn't hold back one bit. You people was kind of mixed on this. Some of you agreeing with Trick Daddy, some of you agreeing with the AKAs, but it just didn't work out. I think for the AKA women, whoever coordinator or whoever kind of did the coordinator on it, Trick Daddy is notorious having freaky songs and hip hop songs that will take you back from the 90s and the 2000s. So I guess they should have been aware and should have let Trick Daddy know, like, hey, this is the playlist we want. We want to go from there. We just don't want you to go rogue and stuff like that. But if Trick Daddy said that he didn't get a playlist and he decided to go on the tour, then hey, Trick Daddy has that right, because they didn't tell Trick Daddy what they needed. So I guess sometimes too, people got to communicate better. If the coordinator should have known better, and she knew about Trick Dad, she should have just told Trick Dad, hey, Trick Dad, this was the songs I want. This is what I need. So, let's hope that Trick Daddy, he's an artist. So I guess when you booking folks, you need to tell folks a heads up and like, hey, this is what I want. This is what I need. Stuff like that. You just don't go deciding like, oh, they're going to play certain songs. They're going to play songs that you don't know or songs that you do know. So with that intel. So, hey. We'll get to that. Thank you all for watching this edition of Viral. I've been your host, Kendrick Dix, saying so long. Thanks for watching this edition of Viral. What happens when a hip-hop rapper decides to go to an AKA sorority event and decides to play his playlist, but that sorority event, all the crowd leaving and everybody just like, what is really going on? And that's what happened with Trick Daddy. Trick Daddy decided that he wanted to perform for the AKA sorority event that he was being paid, but the crowd and the AKA sorority members left out the Trick Daddy played all his best hits, and the AKAs wasn't happy about that. We get to the latest on the next edition of Viral.